The New Mexico Bowl. This is going to be a great game between two very similar teams this season, North Texas and Utah State. It's going to be taking place on opening day for bowl games this year, Saturday, December 15th at 1 o'clock Central Time in Albuquerque. The spread currently has Utah State winning it by 9, which is, I think that's pretty accurate. And then ESPN FPI has Utah State with a 72% chance of winning. Of course, the FPI kind of tends to lead towards one team more than it should, so I think that percentage should be a little lower, of course. But the records, both teams had great seasons. North Texas was 9-3, and Utah State was 10-2. Utah State is seeking an 11-win season, which would be a great accomplishment for them. These stats are as of Thursday, December 6th, so it's very likely that these stats will likely change in the coming days. Now we're going to look at the schedules for both these teams. North Texas is the first one up. So they played one Power 5 conference team, which was Arkansas. And of course, Arkansas performed like a group of 5 team this year in this SEC. They really did not do very well. And so that was a good win for North Texas. At the time, it looked like a very good win. I mean, they went to Arkansas and blew them out 44-17. I'd say that was one of their better wins. Of course, Arkansas is terrible this year, but that's still a really good win for a team like North Texas. They had a great start to the season. Of course, first 7 games they went 6-1. Only loss was a close one to Louisiana Tech, and then they went on to lose to UAB and Old Dominion. They probably should have beaten Old Dominion for sure, but they did very well otherwise. I mean, they went 9-3. There are a few good blowout wins on here, especially the one against Southern Miss, Liberty, Incarnate Word. Of course, so that game would be expected to be a blowout. Then, of course, SMU at the beginning of the season. So North Texas, they've got a pretty good schedule. Of course, those 3 losses, they could have won those games, and they could have given themselves a little better record. Now on to Utah State. So Utah State, I think, had a tougher schedule. They had to go to Michigan State, but look at this game. Michigan State, they kept close with Michigan State, 38-31. We kind of were worried that Michigan State would lose that game at one point. Michigan State had to win it at last minute. 38-31 was the score of that game. And of course, Michigan State, still a good team at the end of the season. They went 7-5, I believe, this year. But at the time, that's still a great loss. They blew out New Mexico State, Tennessee Tech the following 2 weeks. And they also had a good win against BYU. BYU is another team. It's an independent, but it's still a good win. They also, looking at these scores, they have a great offense. They put up like scores like 60, 73, 59, 61, 62, etc. They did very well. And then they did play Boise State at the end of the season. And I mean, they had a 10-game winning streak after they lost to Michigan State in a close one. This is where I really thought that Utah State could have the potential to make a great bowl game. But they played at Boise State, number 23 in the nation at the time. And I believe Utah State was ranked that same week as well. They lost 33-24, but it was a close game. So that, I mean, it's still an okay loss. I mean, if they could have won that game, that could have given them an opportunity to make a pretty good bowl game. So looking at these schedules, I think Utah State had the tougher one, and they did better overall. So here's my prediction. I think Utah State wins this game. Utah State gets control early with a 21-10 lead. And then the final score, I'm expecting it to be 35-20. Utah State wins it. They stay in control most of the game. I think that they're gonna keep the lead for the entire game. North Texas will, of course, be close at the beginning, possibly. But I just think that Utah State keeps control. So what are you guys' thoughts on this game? It should be a great one. Good one to start off opening weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Show some support only if you'd like to. And I will see you all later.